Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And as always, we've got on Monday, Mr. B, Francis, welcome back, and RC Brian, welcome.
Hey, thank you. That's RCBN, but yeah, great to actually come here because
it's RC Brian. That's what I'm calling. RC
good start, Solo. Good start.
I know. RC
Brian without the R.
Pardon?
It's RC Brian without the R.
Oh, apologies. Oh, without the R, I apologize.
As in Munich.
In Munich.
RCBN. Good start.
Guys, we're here tonight, and we've got 3 United fans, we've got an Arsenal fan, and we've got a Chelsea fan in the building. But we are actually here to talk about Man United. And will the rivalry be scared of Man United with the signing of Varane? So, Man United at the moment. Varane. So, we've got at the moment with Man United. So, guys, let's start talking about the Man United guys. Last season, obviously, we got Lindelof and Maguire partnership. I thought Lindelof should have stepped up once Maguire got injured, but obviously did not. Also, concerning last season, we did discuss quite a lot. Luke Shaw, what a brilliant season he's had, but we're still questioning going forward with Wan-Bissaka. Whether or not that was a confident thing, whether or not he was getting instruction, whether or not to go forward or not. Let's go to Mr. B. Mr. B, this season with the new centre-back and pairing, do you think now Wan-Bissaka can actually go forward a bit more?
Yeah, he can. He'll be allowed. Anybody can go forward with Varane in the team, bruv. Maguire can go forward. We'll play with one at the back. We have bought a Dan. As long as Wan-Bissaka knows, come back, stay where you are, and run forward and cross in French, he'll be listening to Varane's instructions. It's going to be no issue. Yeah, I'm convinced. Don't get me wrong, he's still going to run up the pitch and not be able to cross, but at least he'll be able to run up the pitch without, he's not going to be thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, I got to cover Lindelof. So no, he'll be able to get forward, and I really feel that we're going to see a different level of defensive performance from Manchester United this season.
Yeah. Also, going on to Monday, set pieces was a massive problem for us last season. I'm not even going to go into the stats. I think his stats was last season, 49% of our goal came from set pieces. Bringing a new centre-back to partner Harry Maguire, can you see changes there, or do you think it's just a coaching
I think
problem?
The issue last season was we were doing a zonal defending for corners, free kicks, and that was a big issue for me. We highlighted goals against Burnley, for example, when they got the run on Maguire. Maguire shouldn't lose headers, and he doesn't usually. But when you got like big units like Chris Wood and all the Burnley players charging in at them and got the run on him, it's really difficult, So I think that's a coaching error. It's nothing to do with the defending. We were saying last season they go man to man or even just play as you go. It's a corner set up, and so you're drilled to do something on the training pitch, and you realise this ain't going to work. Harry Maguire should be allowed to say, "Look, go man to man. Let's not have that anymore." So that was down to zonal marking. Hopefully, that will be sorted out in the training ground ASAP. Because I don't see an issue because with Harry Maguire, as you've seen, he wins. Trust me, he wins most, if not the majority of headers, no matter who's up against him. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the coaching, hopefully they've looked at.
Rivalry fans, Francis, this back four now, is this a back four that we can now challenge for the Premier League, or do you still see there is problems at the back?
No, I mean, come on now. There was the closest to Man City last season, albeit I know people will say the COVID and the league was poor, etc. the end of the day, you beat what's in front of you and you finish where you finish. It's irrelevant of what, circumstances. Now, for me, Varane, he's one of the best centre-halves in world football. And if anyone thinks any different, then you need to go to football school, in my opinion. But he would just bring a calm environment. Maguire will now go to a next level. We've seen it with Stones. Now Diaz is next to him. Stones has found himself back and he's gone to the next level. And Maguire has all the attributes to go to the next level. We've seen how important he is when he's not in the squad, when he's not in the England squad as well. So he can head it. Maguire, he likes to tackle. And then you've got Varane. Sometimes you won't even notice Varane's playing. You don't notice that it's Thiago Silva's, the Varanes of this world. They just make the game look so easy. Every so often, they're going to get exposed. They're not immortal, but me, you got nothing to worry about. And when people question Wan-Bissaka, I get it a little bit if you watched him a lot more than, say, I would be. But when people say, well, he's not good going forward, what's his job? His job's to defend. How many people get crosses against him? Not many. So that's all I'd be worried about if I was Man United. If you want to get someone who wants to go forward and put crosses in, guaranteed he won't be stopping crosses at the other end. TTA would be your prime example. So what do you want? I want a solid defense. There's my foundations. I've built my foundations, and the rest, go and do your business. Man United, arguably, that's the best back four in the Premier League, you would say now?
Okay, let's go RCB now.
Well, you know what? Just call me Ankit. That's fine. Ankit is probably similar, but yeah.
It's fine.
So, no worries there. So probably I think Francis hit the nail on the head because yes, what Varane will bring to Manchester United is just that calm. We literally felt the same when Thiago Silva signed for us because we actually on paper had a very good defense already. It's just that Lampard couldn't get us working, and that's when Thiago Silva came in and just assured everyone with his presence that because of the fact that he's played at the very, very top and been there, won Champions League, whatnot, right? And Varane definitely improves it. But I have to say that as an opposition fan, and I see Manchester United, unlike many, I actually rate Maguire. I know that Manchester United fans obviously rate him, but I always rated him. Like, he basically got a lot of stick that he didn't deserve. And for me, Manchester United was anyway one of the toughest defenses to crack. Like, that was how I saw when I watched, our team and many other teams play against Manchester United. So, is Varane what you guys really needed? Yeah, maybe at the back for those odd, errors that Manchester United had. Yes, definitely he'll help. But I actually see that maybe, it's the defensive midfield. Whoever plays there probably will benefit from Varane being there because Varane has actually played with world-class defensive midfielders. So maybe he'll actually get them working better, which is something that I'm really, worried about as an opposition fan. But I agree also to the fact that Wan-Bissaka, again, another player who's been criticized unfairly. I've criticized him, but because I've got an opportunity to. But the fact is, I think it works well because Luke Shaw has been brilliant going forward. Again, he was an ex-Chelsea fan. But yeah, moving forward, he's brilliant. And I think Wan-Bissaka being the defensive player that he is by default, I think it works as a defensive team. So I think, yes, for sure, all you guys need to worry about is Cavani's, I think, fitness. Because if he plays, let's say, about 30 games, I think, yes, definitely you're right up there for me.
Okay, so we've obviously went to Madrid. We signed him on a 5-year contract, worth per season at 10.25 million. He can play as a centre-back or a right-back. He's made 236 appearances with only 8 goals and 5 assists. He's won 18 major trophies, 1 World Cup included in that as well. Sort of 4 Champions League, Spanish champion, Super Cup winner, FIFA World Cup player. So with that caliber and we only paid 43 million or around that mark for him. With that caliber of player we've got at Man United, surely that will give the whole club surrounding a slightly boost now, wouldn't it? Let's go to Mr. B.
Yeah, it gives the fans a boost. It gives us supporters a boost. It gives the rival fans something to try and banter us about. You read out the list of stuff that he has got. That was like 30 seconds of talking, bruv. Champions League, this, he's won that. We are bringing in class. Forget about the price. because it's not 42 mil, it's 42 with add-ons, bruv. Don't get me wrong, those add-ons have to be achievable, and I would love to hope that it's involved in that was winning the league, and we end up having to pay them a whole heap of money. Well, the little change that we got left to pay them, because if we had got him for 80 million, we as Man United fans still wouldn't be moaning. So we've got him for 40 million, cheaper than he's worth. That's down to Real Madrid's bad business sense. I mean, we're in the same position with certain players in our team, so it's life, it's what happens. But the fact that he came to us, we got the deal done in that amount of time. What I don't understand, please somebody explain to me, is why he's not in Manchester.
Okay, I can explain that to you. The reason why he's not in Manchester at the moment is all to do with the visa due to Brexit. That's the reason why it's taken a little bit longer.
I don't understand. He's French. What's the problem?
He's in Europe, isn't he? Part of the European.
Rule,
Yep. So that's what's taking longer to come through. He should have been at Old Trafford today. He should have done it. He hasn't actually physically done his medical yet. So the rumor is he should be at Man United this Wednesday to do his medical and sign this Wednesday.
So we're having this show about our great back four, and we're still going to be playing with Watless Lindelof against Leeds first game. Oh Lord! Come
We set him
on,
off on
man.
Monday. We set him off. Okay, so with signing him, because technically speaking, we have signed him. It's just the paperwork side of it we need to do. So I'm going to go to Francis. Francis, with his record at Real Madrid, and like you said, whoever don't really rate him, don't really know football, and they need to go back to be educated about football. For Real Madrid, with him at the back, they concede a 0.76 per 90 minutes per goal. That's what they concede per goal. So him as well, booking, he gets a booking every 0.07 per 90 minutes booking. Also with it, minute by minute, sort of conceded, it works out to be 100 every 118 minutes they concede a goal. Every time he's to get booked, it's every 1,359 minutes for him to get booked.
Tells you a lot, doesn't it? It tells you that he's not a player who's out of position a lot. It tells you he doesn't have to lunge in, because you see these players. For example, I always had this argument with players about John Terry. John Terry, great centre-half, okay? Always last-ditch tackles. Rio Ferdinand never had to do a last-ditch tackle. Positioning. Thiago Silva, last-ditch tackles. Don't really have to do it. Very rare. Varane. You'll see. It's easy to get booked these days. Let's not be honest. It's very easy to get booked. You get booked taking a free kick. You know what I mean? In case you've hit someone, it's soft. It's soft, isn't it? The game's soft now. But you'll see, he doesn't really have to lunge in. Players who get booked, it's because they're out of position. That's why they get booked all the time. They're out of position. And Varane, what is it? Every 1,000.
Every 1,300.
And GCSE maths was dead. So, But it tells me you don't get booked a lot, because I got booked every 20, probably. I got booked probably 60% of the games that I played in. So,
wow.
Yeah. So let's go to RCB now. So for me, as a Man United fan, like what Mr. B said, we're excited about this signing. Going to Stamford Bridge sort of last season, it was a dull sort of defensive block, 0-0 there. This time round, I can honestly say, going to Stamford Bridge now with the back four we've got, we'll take you guys on toe-to-toe.
Yeah, fair point, because I think just remembering the last match of last season, right? As in the last time we played you, right? As in obviously, I remember the Maguire getting hold of Azpilicueta. I don't think that will be required anymore, as Francis said, because Varane reads the game better, so probably he'll be a better marker for Azpilicueta. I don't know what was the need for doing that, but anyway. I agree.
Hold on, can I say something though? What about the phantom handball that we didn't get?
Oh yeah, as in again, we're talking about the defensive errors, so I'm touching to that, right? But definitely, I agree with you there. But having said that, see, Varane, definitely, it's going to help overall, like in set pieces, as well as, just marking as a team, right, as a defensive unit. But the fact, like I like to say, because we played Real Madrid, don't forget, like last season Champions League, we played them twice. I know two appearances is not something that you should judge by, but what really lacked, like I'll try to say the other side of the coin, because the fact is that I think Ramos missed one of those games. And one thing that probably the question mark in Varane still is his leadership quality, right? Say if Maguire doesn't play at the back, like does he have that to command the entire defense like a Thiago Silva does? Like that is the only thing that I did not see him in those games. But as in maybe he does because he has it, he has the experience. It's just that he needs to be given the leadership role in the defense. Whether he'll be given that, that is something that we'll have to wait and watch. But yeah, as an ability is there, because when we played Real Madrid, I felt that Militao was absolutely fantastic. Like Francis again said that about the largest tackles, Varane doesn't need to do that. And I think Real Madrid are probably relying on Militao because of the fact that he was so good last season, and Varane is more of a reader of the game. So whether Varane will work with Maguire, considering the way they play, is still a little bit of a question mark to me. But of course, in terms of ability, they're right up there, and there's no two ways about it. It should give you confidence, nevertheless.
So Armando, what I'm actually looking forward to is Maguire last season in some of the games where we couldn't break down this sort of back four, or we couldn't break down the double bank, and he basically almost run through every brick wall just to get through it. With Varane there now, I think would that be a better things for us now going forward, because obviously he's a bit pacey than Maguire as well, so he's got that sort of pace. Maguire might then sit back now and let him go forward.
I think they're two great players. They can both carry the ball forward and play it simple and start our attacks, from the back. So I think that it's going to be like a duck to water. I've got no issues about language or him like fitting in. They both know what they're doing. He's played with Sergio Ramos for so long, and Harry Maguire is the leader of our defense. So he's going to have to take second fiddle and just do what Harry says, because Harry is that leader, I believe, I think it's going to be, when you look at like teams like Liverpool, when they started to get good, there was a period where they were conceding a lot of goals. They got Virgil van Dijk in, and suddenly they want to start to win things. Same with Man City. After they lost company, they started playing Fernandinho in defence, going through a little transition stage. Then they got a proper centre back last season, and you saw what happened. They won the league and got to a Champions League final. So I think this is having Varane there in our club. That's going to be a major catalyst of change for us going forward. I really do sense that we're going to be challenging, if not winning the league, based on the foundation that we have at the back now. So I've got no issues about introduction to the team, and someone was saying in the comments about no preseason. He's a world-class player, and he's going to fit in like a duck to wall, as I say.
Okay. Now going on to the comments, we will go through some of the comments now. But if you're watching, please share, please subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda. So Armando, would you like to go through some of the comments? And what we'll be doing, guys, is using some of the comments and just asking you individually just to answer them as well.
So Talk MU is saying could be a tough season for Liverpool again. They're not making many signings. Rich Sports says 1 billion so far. How much will a Champions League win cost City? There's a lot of banter going on between clubs. Let's go to some relevant questions. This is like what Francis was saying. Maldini hardly went to ground, no grass stains. Same applies for Varane, we believe, as Francis was saying. Let's go again. Tony trying to banter us, saying Varane. Sorry, stop that. See, I'm saying Varane now. So Varane is like the French Lindelof, which Arsenal got no right. You can tell him off for that, Francis, please. Barbados Fuel is saying Virgil van Dote.
Double douche.
The douche. And poor Gomez are no more. Now it's all about the Ninja Turtle and the Whirlpool fridge. That's fire. They're bantering. Tony C, how you doing, man?
Hello, Tony C.
Varane Maguire give United potentially really good pairing in this very important part of any successful team. But have you done enough signings to win the league in other positions? He's posed that question to us. So
let's go to Francis as a guest. Go on. Do you think United have done enough signing to pose a threat in winning the league?
Yeah, I think they have. Big up Tony C. If it's the same one, he's always on my streams as well. Big support. Big up to himself. Listen, Man United every season are expected to challenge for the league. It's Manchester United. I know, a lot of people don't like Oli. It seems that the club and the players, maybe not Pogba, like Oli, but there's no real reason for them not to be challenging. You could get a bang average manager with Man United's squad and still be challenging. So if he gets it right, he seems to have a good relationship with the players. There's no reason why not. For me, they still need that holding, ball-playing midfielder who dictates games. That would complete them. Going forward, I think if the foundations are right, going forward, there's enough talent. Let's be honest. There's enough talent in that United squad. So I just think they need that one ball player who can really wrap it round corners, slow it down, lift it up. They don't have that at the moment, which for a club like Man United is really, really surprising.
Thank you. Next comment.
Okay, they're debating now. There's a few Man United's FA watching. Man U FA is watching a Man U show. I can't leave my own team alone. In the words of the great Satan Beard, rent free. Do you get that statement? I get
that. I understand what she's saying.
Rich Sport said Virgil van back from the dead may take half season to get back to the level he was. That's a good shout, Rich Sports. By the way, tune into Rich Sports' show. Is at Rich Sports. He does a great David Letterman evening late show.
What do you think about that comment by Rich Sport?
Yeah, I'll just come in there because that's a great point because I don't want to directly compare the players here, but if you remember Zuma was supposed to be the next big thing. He won us the Premier League. He was actually played in front of Cahill in the 2015 season towards the latter half, and then obviously against Manchester United, coincidentally he had that horrendous injury, right? As in him coming back has never been the same, right? As in what he was. So I think Virgil van Dijk, the kind of injury that he's had may take some time for him to heal, and I don't see him being that rock star performer. I know people talk about him being the best ever defender. Sorry guys, I think Ferdinand and Terry have been there for a longevity counts, right? And there's still basically jury's out for me, and I agree with Rich here that we'll probably have Liverpool, shortage of a good centre back at say Varane or Thiago Silva level, which probably Chelsea and Manchester United have an upper hand.
Thank you. On Monday, a few more comments before.
Okay. Bourne says, big up Fran, one of the few Arsenal fans that knows his football.
Big up Bjorn.
Big up Bjorn.
Major props. Smash the lights, guys. Question for you, Fran. Where does France think Messi will end up? Try not to include Pogba in your response.
Well, if he goes PSG, then Pogba's not going.
That's a great answer.
Good answer.
Probably PSG. But apparently, I don't know if you know what it's like. There's reports going left, right, and center. Abramovich has obviously called an emergency meeting to get in contact with Messi's representatives, which is his father, because Roman Abramovich ain't going to want no one else in the Premier League to get Messi. So he'll be straight on the blower. He might send a few of his, his heavyweights around to his gaff.
Okay, yeah. Bourne is also saying we need a CDM to challenge. And there was one more that I was going to look at when we were discussing. Sorry about this. 1 second. Okay, I'll pass and I'll come back to that later. I can't find it at the moment.
Guys, if you're liking the content, please like, please share, please subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda.
Yeah, but I'll just make a quick point here because I'm seeing a lot of comments mentioning about that one player that Manchester United is missing, right? For me, I know that United hasn't signed many players. Probably this is the best transfer window that you've had for years. Let's agree to that, right? But the fact that over the length of time, I think you've already built that squad. Now it's up to them to kind of gel, and I think it's probably Ole's test here because I think Ole, for me, I know that United's culture is totally different and they got to rely on the manager and vice versa. But for me, Ole has to deliver. So if he doesn't get them going, say by December, if you guys are not challenging for the title, I think he's gone. I don't know if you guys agree there, but I think it's high time. I know he's probably not got enough backing last season, but over the course of time, he has, right?
Yeah. Can I answer? I think with the thing, the Glazers with that protest, and I think with the signings as well we haven't spoken about Oli and his failings last season. So he's sort of getting away with lack of criticism at the moment. No one's really talking about the issues that we had last year about failing to break teams down, not really having some sort of philosophy of play.
Season. That was
You
last season. New
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I know that, but these factors like the protest and the signings, it sort of clouded over all those issues. So hopefully, if we do start performing well, that would be old news, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm expecting every points for the first 9 games, maximum points for the first 9 games at least.
You're raising the bar with high demands.
I'm raising the bar this season. This season is the season. This season is the season. I'm raising the bar. A few more comments. We've got a few newbies on here as well I haven't seen before.
So, born again, we don't live in a vacuum. Other clubs are buying players as well. I think he's discussing something with people in the group. Barbados Phil saying, always mention Pogba, get Francis on studs up and let me take him to Asgard. Oh, gosh.
Barbados loves Pogba. He's got some affair going on with Pogba.
And Abdullah, how you doing, man?
Big up,
Abdullah, he says, big up, guys. Smash the like. This is a good channel. You're damn right. It gives us a bicep curl. Yeah.
Thank you. I won't do mine because there's nothing there. So, guys, if you're liking the content, please smash the like. Also, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to Francis and discuss a little bit about Arsenal. You've been linked with a few players. Where do you see the transfer market going for you guys? Because is the owner still not delivering, or you got Ben White, but who else are you after?
Well, I think Ben White's a good signing. A lot of people raise their eyebrows, but then when you actually dissect it, it's a good signing. It's just whether we can get the other pieces of the puzzle to try and make this work. I was saying on my stream earlier that the problem is, even with society, with football, with business, what it is, there's no patience. So Arteta and Kroenkes want this. I suppose they want this model like a Leicester now, where you can get, League 2 players in France and try and make them Kantés and Mahrez. But the fan base is not going to allow. They're not going to accept that. It's like asking Man United to do the same thing. We're not happy to do that. We understand we're in that position at the moment. We're a mid-table team.
We've got Dan James.
We've got a mid-table budget. We got a mid-table manager. We got a mid-table team. That's what you get. However, if he can get probably 3 or 4 more in, which I can't see that happening, then he's got a chance of getting the 6th and 7th. If he doesn't get them in, I've said we're going to finish 10th. I think we'll finish 10th if we don't get the right players in. I hope I'm wrong, but what people talk about is the owners. People always talk about the owners. At the end of the day, whether you're the captain of your ship, you run your own family. If you don't put the right amount of effort in, your family goes to tits. Simple as that. An owner comes in, don't put the right amount of money in, or if he does put the right amount of money in but doesn't have the right philosophy, then it don't matter. And that's what we've got. We've got people who are just quite happy to line the pockets, put a manager on 5 mil and expect him to finish top 6. Ain't gonna happen. So, to be honest, I try not to be negative. I'm a positive person, but I don't see us finishing any better than 9th or 10th unless we get some. I'm being honest. You think? Look at the teams. There is 7 or 8 teams better than Arsenal at the moment. If you look at it on paper,
there's a lot of questions here for you, Fran. Now you're discussing it. Just gonna throw them out to you quickly. You can answer in whatever order you want. They're saying, who do you want to see offloaded? That's from Gems. Talking, you saying Arsenal just have to be patient. This from Barbados Phil. He says Arsenal need a right back, creative midfielder, holding midfielder to play next to Partey, a striker, and also Jesus Christ. And Jem says Arsenal will have to be patient. It will take 2 transfer windows to bring them back up to the top 6. Do you want to respond to any of that?
Yeah, good points. I mean, Jem's one. It takes a while for us to get. It doesn't just work like that, as you know. You need to get everyone on the same hymn sheet. Whether Arteta gets that time, I don't know. But I think the backing of the owners, that's why he's so cocksure and arrogant when it comes to interviews, because he's been told he's safe. Obviously, Mr. Barbados, I'll take Jesus rather than all the others, because he might work some wonders. and yeah, I can't remember the other one, but like I say, 2 transfer windows, that's probably the like you say, that's the one that we need. But I think Bjorn saying we'll finish 7th. I think if we finish 7th, I'd be delighted. I've got to be honest. That's the reality. That's the reality.
And sorry, last one. They're asking, you think the Maddison deal's going to get done?
No.
Well, we're trying to do layaway because we're trying to do some payment structure again of like 48 youth team players and 40 million cash. The sad thing is Leicester looking at these players and they don't want nothing to do with them. That tells you where we are at the moment. Leicester are turning down 4 Arsenal players plus cash for 1. So it tells you where we are at the moment. And Maddison is not the savior. Maddison is not the savior. For me, that's to try and get the fans on side. Maddison is not the player we need. We need, like you say, another midfielder next to Partey. We need a right back. We don't need another player who's going to drift.
What about
from
left
the
back?
wing and in and out.
Because you don't have the greatest one in the world.
We don't need that. So, yeah, it's positive
I
that
like
sound
you,
everyone.
Fran.
Mr. B's
I like
laughing.
you, Fran.
Huh?
I like you, man. You're so honest.
Well, listen. I base it on just being unbiased. If you check the channel out, I'm so unbiased. Because the thing is with football, we're so biased. We get cloudy minds.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
So,
7th to Ross.
7th. I think 10th.
Well, I'm predicting us to win the league. I'll predict us to win the league with another signing, but we don't know who. I won't tell you who yet, but I'll predict us to win the league.
Yeah. You think Man United will win the league?
Yeah, but we need another player.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
My prediction was City, Chelsea, United, Liverpool. That's what I thought. United will finish 3rd.
No, I'm going to go United. You know what? I'm going to be open and honest, and this is another show anyway. This is going to be for another show. I'm going to predict us for about 4th. That's what, honestly, I'm thinking about 4th.
Yeah, save that nonsense for another show. Let's talk to Arsenal, Bayern.
Yeah, I want to hear about Chelsea.
Oh yes, you know what?
I'm RBC, I'm buying. Yeah,
I want to hear about our rivals.
I'm with him. I want to hear about rivalry.
Right.
Come on, what's going on
You
with
know
the
what?
deal?
I'm not playing it safe, unlike Francis. I know he's playing it safe and want to lower the expectations, but definitely, I think Chelsea. Probably this is the most pumped up that I'm feeling as a Chelsea fan for years in the Premier League. Imagine, like, obviously, we have won the Champions League, a few years ago as well. But we knew that Di Matteo is not going to be there in terms of the league. It was just our fan following and our basically just the soft corner we had for them. But this time, Tuchel, we can actually see the tactician that he is. Right? For me, again, it's probably minority, but for me, I definitely was happy even if we did not sign anyone. That is how good Tuchel is. Like the tactician that he is. Imagine, like in 6 months, it's not just that he won the knockout matches. Even in the Premier League matches, he actually played like revolutionary systems in between matches, getting Mount playing midfield, what probably Lampard missed a trick in, playing 3-3-3-1 at times. Those kind of formations, something that even the opposition manager Pep Guardiola lost him thrice. There's no coincidence there, right? That's something there. And yes, Lukaku. This is unfinished business for sure. I understand that he's not probably the best striker around, but definitely he's in the top 4 strikers in the world for me. For sure. Like I believe that he was probably undervalued in England. Not only Manchester United, even Chelsea, at Everton, West Brom, be it Euros, be it Italy, everywhere he's gone, he's scored. I think his ratio is about 120 minutes, he scores a goal, right? That's something fantastic for a top level striker, right? I know he misses goals. He has a bad touch, but trust me, looking at him probably when he was in Manchester United, and I actually followed Serie A and Inter because I loved Conte, so I actually followed every match. This guy has improved tremendously. He bulldozed teams literally, and as much as we say Italian league is not up there in terms of the Premier League comparison, but after watching the Euros, I believe a lot of us would change those words because those Italian defenders are top notch, in my opinion, week in, week out. So, yes, I am looking forward to it. But, yes, it's overpriced. And that's something that we'll have to give way and hoping that, he gets us something in return. That's all I can say.
So, with Lukaku, I rated him highly. I used to call him two-footed Lukaku, to be honest with you.
Yeah, of course you did, you fucking liar.
Yeah, now two left feet Lukaku, I call him. But obviously, looking at him now and looking at him going to sort of Syria and seeing what he's done and the records he's breaking, it breaks my heart now. And he's going to Chelsea, back to Chelsea. And I'm just whatever happened, I just don't want him to score against us. I honestly don't want to do it because it's almost like a slap in our face because we got rid of him because the fan base was so against him. And I've seen one comment here about him being overweight. I understand he used to go to the gym and sort of push weights and he put on a little bit of weight, so he lost a bit of pace, but he created strength. And the way he shrugs off players when you watch him for Inter Milan, it's unbelievable.
I relate to that, Solo, because the fact that I think Lukaku scored against us when he was at Everton, that broke my heart, right? I think Mourinho, he's the guy who kind of revolutionized teams, but again, he gets away with all these youngsters for no reason. De Bruyne and Lukaku are probably two examples. We've let go so many people, but definitely these are two people that I probably, regret the most. And I'm happy that whatever price it is, Lukaku is coming back. Hopefully, it is getting over the line. I think it's about 97 million pounds. That probably is the figure that we're talking about. And not only him, like Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner. I know Timo Werner, people, call him the next Morata, but trust me, he's much better. Having seen every minute of every game of both these players, he got 24 goal contributions overall. And after all, he's a Champions League winner and he scored in those crucial matches. And Kai Havertz for me is the next big thing for sure, right? And I'm looking forward to this. And as I said, I cannot be more excited than what I am. Only I think slight, I think frustration that I have is Tuchel may not give those youngsters in the academy a chance that probably Lampard did. Gilmore is a classical example. I think Billy Gilmore is world class already if he wants to be, and he could have been there, but it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe Ruben Loftus-Cheek becomes the next Pogba as a Chelsea fan, I used to say, but yeah, I think probably that's wishful thinking,
Yeah. And also, Man United get €5 million from the if you sign him as well. Just to say.
Wow!
I wonder, would you like to hit some comments because there's a comment on here and I can't stop laughing about it.
I know. Bayern, this is all for you. Since you've been talking about Chelsea, I think we're kind of like rattled by it because there's a lot of comments here saying Chelsea. This from Bjorn. He's saying Chelsea with Lukaku will be difficult to beat. Barbados is saying Shai Havertz and the German Shane Long will not win you the league. Negative comment there for you. Bjorn again saying, don't forget that your manager got sacked by PSG.
Unfairly.
Gem's saying she's more worried as a Liverpool fan about Chelsea than Man United, the European champions, maybe. Bjorn again was saying that Lukaku was overweight.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
You know, like we get the moon boots when he got a broken leg. So Gems is saying because he's got a club foot. Sorry, Mr. B, go ahead.
Sorry, the thing with Lukaku, he used to eat pizza, and when he went to Italy, they realized that it was something in the pizza dough that was making him put on weight. So it's just a different way, a different physical or physical science that they used. That's how he lost the weight. So he's doing the same thing that he was doing at Man United, but because of the side, listen, man, I don't understand it. It was something in, the man love a pizza. It's something in the dough that made him put on the weight. So they give him pizzas without it in now. I don't know if it's gluten. I don't know what it is, but that's apparently why he's lost the weight. He still ain't got a right foot, but that's apparently why he lost the weight.
Do you want to respond to any of that?
Yeah. What I would say is like definitely, as in the weight factor is something that I cannot deny, but that is something that is a strong point, right? As in, imagine basically, again, we're looking at a lot of comments here regarding Werner. Yes, Werner has that kind of first touch, and he's basically the Shane Long, as people are saying. Maybe haters will be haters. The fact that Lukaku brings something different, and he is that strength element. In fact, Tuchel likes to play with someone who can, not only be mobile, but at the same time have that strength. And that is why we were going for Haaland, because he kind of brings both the things. And Lukaku is probably the next best option that we have. But right foot, I don't know if you've watched the Euros, Mr. B. I think Lukaku scored a couple of goals off his right foot, didn't he? And those were actually bangers.
Chin rollers.
That's right.
Chin rollers.
Yeah, that's a lot for the comments.
That's a lot. Okay.
Everyone's had their shout.
Yeah. There was one comment I want to see. Let me go back to this comment because someone made a comment on here. Sooty. Where's Sooty?
He's on there. Find him. He's on there.
He's made a comment on here about him coming on the Man United agenda. The last time he was on here, he kept quiet.
He's talking about coming on and singing. He said if we win the league, he's going to come on
glory, glory, Man
United.
United.
Say glory, glory, Man United.
Sooty, if we win the league, you hear this first. He's coming on here to sing glory, glory, Man United. Absolutely, I cannot wait for it, guys.
Can I just say something? Can I say that Arsenal and Chelsea, the representatives we have today, they've got more knowledge. I mean, I love throwing questions at them because they know their stuff. Both of you guys,
and they're
stuff.
honest. They're honest.
Yeah.
Number 10.
No bias to anything.
Not telling the world that apparently Holding's better than Maguire, and apparently Holding's better than new signing as well.
Who said that?
That's the kind of thing that Arsenal fans say.
Arsenal fan. This particular Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Well, listen. Like I said, the cloudy minds. They don't mean that. When they go home and rest their head on the pillow, they know the truth. They just say that to the opposite. They just say that to other football fans because that's part of the argument. But you can't say Rob Holding is. Come on, you can't. I think there's a Spurs supporter yesterday. He literally phoned up Talk Sport and he was very serious. He was very serious, and he said that Spurs are lining up Messi, and he was very serious. And he actually thought that Messi would want to come to Spurs. This is. We've had this thing earlier. Someone on another channel on the Arsenal one was saying. The headline was Bernardo Silva. And then you clicked on it and it was like, we're not saying Bernardo Silva is signing, but he is a good option. Bernardo Silva is not going to go to a team. We are going to finish 10th in the Premier League, right? And he's going to get the ball. He's going to look around and he's going to think, who am I going to pass to? That's the reality.
Wow.
That's
salute to
people
you,
don't
man.
think that. People don't. They just think, oh, we'll just get a player. Yeah. Well, what's that player needs to play with 4 other players. You know, it doesn't work like that. But you know, it is what it is, isn't it? It's
sorry,
people don't like the truth. That's life.
Oh, there's some more commentary. We just hit through them.
Okay. So asking if we'll stay on side this season. That's to you, RC.
Well, we are ourselves as Chelsea fans making this joke, but that's a reality. Like even in pre-season when there was no VAR, basically he scored a goal and it was given offside just because he's Werner. You know, unfortunately that is a mentality that people have. But trust me, like he probably will stay outside this season, and I can guarantee you, like again, I'm going on record saying, but he will get double-digit Premier League goals this season, which is obviously an improvement from where we are, speaking, right? But I think overall, like I see definitely in terms of Timo Werner's, ability overall, like he helps the team because his runs is something that really makes our team click. When he did not play last season, we looked lethargic. That is something that, is probably his value.
Excellent. We just got a few more comments.
Back to Arsenal again. Odegaard, is he good for Arsenal at the moment as well? Is he too good, Grammar? Is he too good for Arsenal?
I think he's too good. This is another argument. So you've got half the people say, oh, he's not good enough. What did you see? And I'm thinking, did you not watch the games? He's too good.
Yeah.
He's putting through balls through. And you've got people looking around like, what do I do? Where do I run? That means that he's too good for those players. But people think, oh, no. He didn't take 55 people on, or he didn't get us in the Champions League. So they think he's not good.
Yeah.
I think, what it is? People look at FIFA or play FIFA and they've lost their minds.
We're all nodded.
They're in pro mode.
Lost their minds.
Jesus.
Say hi to Chris.
Hey,
sorry, go ahead.
I have a quick point, to Francis's point, right? I think the major difference that you'll see this season is the crowd being back. I think probably the crowd being back in the stadiums will tell them like those runs that players make. Like,
that will help. Good point.
Exactly,
Good point.
Because I think Odegaard playing those through balls, and then probably on TV, we saw that he's probably playing the ball somewhere where there was no run expected, but probably there is. Same thing with Werner, right? Because of the fact that he makes those runs and that's not seen on TV. That is why managers play them.
Silver Fox, it's the opposite. Not the it's the ones who don't play FIFA. But obviously, Ankit was saying a good point then. He was saying that when we watch TV, we don't see the runs of other players.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Arsenal fans were giving Aubameyang stick, and rightly so. He's not put the ball in the onion bag. However, when you watch him and you can see the whole pitch, he was making run after run after run, and no one had the ability to put him in on goal. So everyone thought he was terrible, but no one could see what was going on. Timo Werner, for me, I always say in the streams, if there's any young centre forward watching the Premier League, watch Timo Werner. He has the best movement at the centre forward in the Premier League. Just don't score. Just can't score at the minute. But his movement is the best. It's the best movement. You get him behind. It's the best movement.
Yeah.
I
think Cavani's up there as well with movement as well. But yeah, I totally agree. Regardless of him missing chances, he's getting those chances. And he's a threat. As a centre back, I would hate to play against him.
Oh, horrible.
Nightmare.
Horrible.
Right. So we've got about 4 more comments, I think. I can see up there.
Say hi. This is from Chris. How you doing,
Hello,
Chris?
Chris. Welcome, Chris. I haven't seen you before.
Welcome, Chris.
Hello.
Hi, Chris.
And Bjorn again saying, boom, Silver.
He's on about Edu, probably saying boom, Messi. No chance.
That's enough.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing. This is Mani Agenda. So let's find out where Ankit is from. Where can we find you, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me again, guys. It's been a long time coming, but definitely, I think probably this is one, like, I'll go on record again. I've been saying it in chat forever, but guys, Man United Agenda is the best YouTube channel ever. Like, I haven't seen such content in such a short time. People, really, they're bringing substance to the content. So definitely, please hit that like button and subscribe, because I love this channel. And yes, for me, RCB and Chelsea Fan TV, while I'm learning from Man United Agenda, I would like to say, yes, even my content is very different. Definitely go and give it a watch. I am available as RCBN Chelsea Fan TV. RCB is basically a cricket franchise, and that is why the name came about. I am an RCBN, but primarily Chelsea content. But I have started a lot of neutral content, some trivia as well. So anyone, welcome. Please DM me. I'm available as Ankit Rana on Twitter as well as on Instagram.
Okay.
Big.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you. And let's go to Francis. Thank you as always, Francis.
No, my pleasure. Thank you. Everyone in the chat was absolutely superb. So a few people, you can check me out, just FFTV. Recent channel, probably going about 6-7 months. So that's good. We've got a good community snowballing over on our channel. So that's FFTV. And you can follow me on Twitter, which is just Franny Green 6. Very simple for me to follow. And we welcome you all. And thanks for the support.
Thank you. I would say where we all from, but Monday, seriously, there's a few comments. There's 10 comments. Let's run through them. We're going to wrap up in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's hit them out.
Sorry, let's go. All right, so Barbados Phil saying agreed with Timo's movement, but for me it's Cavani. Yeah, we agreed on that's a good shout there about movement. Cavani having better movement, maybe he's good, and he finishes his dinner as well. Cavani finishes his dinner. I like doesn't spill it on his bib. Reese, big up Reese, top pound it. He says FFTV, it pays me that Chelsea have Werner, as I have watched him since Stuttgart. He just needs confidence.
Yeah,
you all agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well said.
Silver Fox, Arsenal fan, saying I need to talk to Francis.
Hey, come over to the channel, man. Sub to the channel. We can talk all day, Mr. Silver.
Hey, big up, Ankit.
Big up.
Yeah, honestly, big up, man. Pleasure.
Same here.
Bjorn is saying, Mr. Silver Fox, you need to join FFTV and get some education on Arsenal. He likes Coley. Barbados, obviously, is a West Indian.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk cricket all day. And Chris, another newcomer, says greedy rat owners are all scheming another ESL. That's the European Super League. Attempted behind our backs. Barca sacrificed Messi to get to pursue the ESL.
I never thought of it that way, you know.
And Chris is also saying Glazers.
I know where Chris is from. Hi, Chris, mate. I know
big up, Chris.
Yeah. Big up, Chris. Thank you so much for supporting. Appreciate that. So, guys, it's been fantastic. We need to call it a day. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the Mania Agenda. Francis is, Barbados is doing him tonight. Seriously. But have a lovely evening, guys. Good night.